Hey there everyone, and welcome back to The Disconnected. This is going to be volume number 4, discussing every single label that I collect movies from. So these are going to be starting off after Kino Lorber. That was the last one that we talked about. This is going to be talking about the next 10 to 13 labels or so let's do it. Okay, first up in this installment is Massacre Video. Massacre Video has put out some great titles. A huge portion of their catalog so far has been released on DVD, so this is Night Terror. This is a big one that they've put out, lots of fun. They put out a lot of shot-on-video movies in their DVD line. Nothing wrong with that. They look decent for the most part, as decent as they can. But their most recent release as of recording this is, I believe it's pronounced Mahakal. This is the classic Bollywood movie that is themed to be basically the ripoff of A Nightmare on Elm Street. This is one that people have wanted for many, many years. There is the alternative artwork on the inside. And if you can, I would certainly try to find some of these. Some of their releases, they're great. They're the ones that put out Hack-A-Lantern and were on an episode of The People's Court because somebody tried to pirate it basically over YouTube. The next label is a budget label, basically. That's what they're known for. They put out a lot of really cheap titles. They sell for next to no money, and one of their lines that they have is the Retro VHS collection, and I am talking about Mill Creek. This is Happy Birthday to Me. I think this is the only standalone release of this movie in the US on Blu-ray, and I'm glad to have it. This is a classic movie. Indicator actually put this out in the UK as well, but there's that. They also have a line dedicated to Andy Sedaris and all of his movies. They are action-packed. They are full of mostly naked women, and these movies are hilarious if you've never seen them. Hard Ticket to Hawaii is probably my favorite of the entire series, but these movies, they've got lots of extras. They look amazing on Blu-ray. And speaking of looking amazing, I will share a lot of their budget releases. They don't have new restorations. They look pretty crummy. They don't look great, especially that VHS line. However, Mill Creek has put out all of the Ultraman series, and those look amazing. They've been highlighted very well by a lot of people in the YouTube community, so as much as I'd like to share one of those, I think an important one that is similar to that is the fact that they put out Mothra in this beautiful steelbook. The movie looks better than it ever had before. The way that they released this in this protective sleeve, in the steelbook, it came together very nicely. Super nice package. Everything just looks amazing. I would highly suggest Mothra if you can find it. There was a while that this release was available for less than like 15 bucks. It is going for a little more most days now, I believe, but another good release. The next company to highlight is Mondo Macabro. Mondo Macabro has quite a few titles that they've released on DVD as well. This is very similar to Massacre Video. This is one of their most well-known titles. This is Alucarda. They've already stated that they are not likely going to be able to put this out on Blu-ray due to issues with the elements. If you can find this one, I certainly would purchase it. But they are mostly focusing now on Blu-ray releases. They have not even put out a DVD in a couple of years at this point. One of their recent releases that I've loved is Satanico Pandemonium. This is what their limited edition releases look like. They come in this red case. A lot of times they have like art cards, stuff like that. They have booklets. Sometimes their limited edition releases have extra footage on the discs, but most of the time it is simply the red case, the number on the back, and sometimes like the art cards and booklet that comes inside. Mondo Macabro does a lot of great work. If you do not support them, I would highly, highly suggest it. As of putting this video out, they have another pre-order coming up here soon and a Halloween sale coming up in October. Okay, so this next one is a company that does not put out a lot of titles. However, this may be my most prized possession in my collection. Yes, that was a pun. This is Mondo Vision, and this is their release of Zawalski's Possession. This release, first off, this is a velvet box. Comes out like this. If you've never seen it in person, this release is glorious to behold, has magnet clasps, and opens up to reveal this beautiful set. This is just stunning. I love this set. This movie is one of the greats. I've actually been meaning to rewatch it again for a while. I need to get that done. But yes, Mondo Vision. That release typically goes for like $70 to $80. And like I said, they do not put out a whole lot of other releases. They supposedly have more Zawalski movies coming that are supposed to be getting similar treatment. So far, they've only put that and I believe the Blue Note out on Blu-ray. We'll see if anything else comes from them soon. Okay, next up is one that is an interesting one. This comes from a distribution company that is called MVD Entertainment Group. They have a few lines that they put out their own titles for, and one of them is the MVD Classics line. They have like 5 titles in this line. This is the Jess Franco title, Diamonds of Kilimanjaro. Not really one of his best, however, it's got Lena Romay. It's worth your time. Their most popular line, in my opinion, is the MVD Rewind line. This is one title that doesn't get enough love. That is The Point. This is an animated movie narrated by Ringo Starr. That is a classic. Holds a lot of nostalgia for me, that's for sure. They also have a line of movies that they call MVD Visual. And one movie that I love from that line that they put out on Blu-ray that nobody else has is The Taking of Deborah Logan. This movie is fantastic. It goes through some of the depravity of Alzheimer's and everything that the family goes through with that. Really well done movie. The next one is a company from the UK, I believe, and that is Network Restoration. The title I'm choosing to show is The Woman in Black. This is the classic horror movie that spawned the remake starring Daniel Radcliffe. This is just an all-time classic. If you haven't seen it, I would certainly look into it. Okay, and the next one is one that deals primarily in premium style releases. I showed this in one of my premium unboxing releases earlier on the channel. This is from Nova Media, and this is their release of The Nice Guys. It is this massive box with these 3 steelbooks on the inside. Take these out to show. And for example, this is the lenticular full slip cover. And it does come with the steelbook inside. And it's got a booklet of the movie. And when they're all bundled together like this, this is called a one-click. And they do have the ability to purchase like just this lenticular full slip by themselves when they first come out. Each of these were available in singular style releases, and these tend to go pretty quickly, especially if the title is anywhere near popular. They go sometimes literally within a couple minutes. These are ones that you should get in on a group buy for purchasing these through something like Media Psychos or High Def Ninja. There are also going to be links for those in the description below. The next one is a company that seems to have lost a little bit of steam. They've put out quite a few great releases, this being probably their highest quality, but that is Olive Films, and my favorite release from them is A Bucket of Blood. This stars Dick Miller from the acclaimed documentary That Guy Dick Miller, and the gentleman that directed that, I believe, yes, Elijah Drenner, he directed That Guy Dick Miller. He does a full audio commentary on this. And this is the actual release out of the sleeve. Really great movie. Dick Miller takes the front and center role, which he did not do very often. Really good movie. The next one is Oscilloscope Labs. This is a company that puts out quite a lot of movies, and they're kind of all over the place with the movies that they're putting out, but they're mostly like art house style modern films that are fairly indie in nature. They're based out of New York, and they have a subscription service called the Circle of Trust that I would highly recommend. I believe it's still $100, and you get their next 10 Blu-ray releases, all including shipping. So it's less than $10 per release. And they put out great movies like this one, We Need to Talk About Kevin. This movie is about a child that grows up to be a teenager and start to lose his mind, and does some pretty depraved things. This is done by Lynn Ramsey and stars Tilda Swinton and John C. Reilly. I would highly recommend this movie if you haven't seen it. Next up is another company that tends to put out those premium style releases, and that is Plain Archive. I believe they're from Korea, and this is their release of Denis Villeneuve's Incendies. I don't even believe this has a Blu-ray release in the US. This one is US friendly. It's either region A or region free. It does have English subtitles on it, and it is in English, I believe. But this release is just beautiful. Everything is so well put together. Let me show you the inside as well. Looks like that. And it also comes with some of these art cards, a book. Really nice stuff that they've put out. They also did Patterson from Jim Jarmusch that I have. Just really good overall company, high quality, and I highly recommend using them. Next up is one that I can't recommend as much, especially if you purchase directly from them. Let's get into them first. That is Raro Video, or Raro Video, not sure how to say it, never heard anybody say it out loud. This is Live Like a Cop, Die Like a Man. This is a line that is primarily Italian films. This is a movie that's done by Ruggero Deodato, and it is one of their better movies. A lot of their scans don't look great, but this one, it genuinely looks really good. The reason I said don't buy from them directly is they take forever to ship to you, if they ever do. Many times they lose packages, or they simply just don't send them until you pester them forever. However, they are now distributed through Kino Lorber. So you can purchase these during a Kino Lorber sale, and they will come with your Kino Lorber titles. And Kino is one of the best when it comes to shipping and shipping quickly. All right, we're up to the letter R now in the list of boutiques, and we still got 1 or 2 more of these to go, probably. In fact, it might even be 3 with the number that's left. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching. If you haven't, please like this video below. It helps a lot more than you know. Again, please subscribe, trying to get that base built up throughout the rest of this year. I appreciate all the time you've been putting into this. It is something that I enjoy doing for all of you. And speaking of that, from one collector to all of you, have a good night.